Hello there. In this video, we are going to be working on graphing inequalities in one variable. So when we're dealing with one variable, it really means we're just dealing with a number line. So all of these answers will just reside on a number line. So how do we graph this? Well, I always start by graphing at my quote-unquote center of my number line, 0, okay? Usually these numbers are small enough. If you want to plot them somewhere else, that's fine. And then my number of interest is the -3. So 1, 2, 3. Now, the inequality tells us which direction we want to shade. So let's try out some test points, and then as we get the hang of this, we can just go straight to graphing. So maybe I try 0. Is 0 greater than -3? I put the question mark to say, I don't know yet. Let's compare. 0 is greater than -3, so that means this is a point that would be in our solution set. Remember, x is greater than -3 means we want all numbers that are greater than -3. Let's say try -2. Is -2 greater than -3? Yes, it is. So that means that point right there, that's in our solution set. What about -4? Is that greater than -3? And no, it is not. So we wouldn't want to put anything on -4. We don't want that to contain anything whatsoever. So it looks like the numbers are largely in this direction. That makes sense. We want all numbers greater than -3. So it would be in the greater than direction on the number line. But what about -3? Does this hold true with the inequality? And the answer is no. So that is not correct. So how do we represent this? I'm going to shade it to the right, but what do I do for -3? Well, when you have a greater than or even a less than, either or, we represent that with an open circle. Open circle is graph notation for saying don't include this point. This is a hole in the graph. And then we shade to the right. And that's our solution set. So let's go ahead and work with the next one. X is less than or equal to -2. So I'll plot my 0 in the center, 1 and 2. So x is less than or equal to 2. Well, we can think through some solutions. We start with 0. That's always a good place to start because it's an easy point to compare. Is 0 less than or equal to 2? And the answer is yes. It is less than, it is not equal to, but when we have that or in logic, we only need one part of each statement to be true. So the less than can be true, or the equal to can be true, and the whole statement is true. So this would be a solution in our solution set. So right off the bat, we can tell we're shading this way. We could even try 3. Is 3 less than or equal to 2? No, it is not less than, and no, it is not equal to, so we wouldn't shade in that direction. But what about the 2? Is 2 less than or equal to 2? This is a good exercise in the logic. Less than, no, it is not. But equal to, it is, so we get that 1. So we would even put a point at 2. So now we're starting to define some rules. When we didn't have the equal sign, we put an open circle. When we have the equal sign, we put a closed circle, and then we shade in the direction. And what's more, we're also kind of getting a rule that when you have x starting off the inequality, x is greater than or x is less than or equal to, you can kind of treat this inequality symbol like it's an arrow. It's saying shade that way. It's pointing you in that direction, okay? That's a rule I like to abide by. So x is less than 0. Let's go ahead and this time when I plot my number line, my 0 is the point I need. So it is no equal sign, so that means an open circle. And less than means shade that way. So I will shade that. And so, x is less than 0 is typical for saying all negative numbers. So what about this one? Because this one's flipped around on us. -2 is less than or equal to x. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is flip that around. I'm going to start with x. What that means I have to flip this inequality symbol around. I have to get it greater than or equal to, and then -2. So go ahead and plot these. I get 0, and then 1, 2 in the negative direction. It's got the equal sign. So I put the solid point, and we're greater than, which means we shade that direction. So all the numbers greater than or equal to -2. So when we're attacking a problem like this, we have to know that x does not equal 0 just simply means that the only solution I can't have is 0. So 3 does not equal 0. So if I'm plotting this on a number line, I got my 0. 3, 1, 2, 3 would be a solution. But if I go on the other side and I say 3 does not equal 0, that would also be a solution. So 1, 2, 3. So if I say 0 does not equal 0, well, that isn't true, so I have to put an open circle there, and what I effectively end up doing is shading in both directions. So hey, if you like that video, feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. If you have future requests for videos, please let me know. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.